Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
What are your secrets?
I don't have any.
Are you bleaching your skin?
No. I don't smell like bleaching cream.
Yes, you do. The only reason why I know, because a lot of bitches use bleaching cream.
No.
You're not here for chance.
Of course I am.
You're a fucking liar. You're not. You can't even speak up.
I naturally have a soft voice.
Soft voice?
Everyone's been giving me shit about it.
You're so muffled.
It's just
Girl,
how
stop.
I sound. I've always sounded like this. Ever since I was a kid.
So you really sound like you're speaking like over a blanket and a sheet and a pillowcase and everything else?
Hi my loves, it's Destin Choice and you're watching Choice TV. So for today's video, I really want to get on here and speak about the whole situation regarding Tiffany Pollard, aka New York, being dragged to filth on social media right now due to all the controversy of her being transphobic, homophobic, and to make a long story short, people are very upset at her to the point people are even requesting ZEUS Network to remove her from the platform, and people are even trying to boycott ZEUS Network. And I'm going to give you guys a nice brief synopsis about everything going on, and in the meantime, I'm going to be fucking up my chicken casserole. So if you guys didn't know, Tiffany Pollard, aka New York, is basically a reality TV star vixen. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know her from her infamous role in Flavor of Love.
Slap me, bitch! Her breath smelled like straight up shit. It smelled like a toilet full of nasty ass shit.
And she's really built a name for herself. She has not only built a name for herself in the reality TV world, but she's also a very substantial businesswoman, and she's also built a huge empire off of the whole reality TV train. Now, she made an appearance on the ZEUS Network. For those of you guys who don't know what the ZEUS Network is, the ZEUS Network is basically a streaming platform that was discovered by washed-up influencers by the name of D-Storm Power, Amanda Cerny, and King Batch back in 2018. Now, recently, ZEUS Network gave the struggle rapper, senior citizen, also washed-up reality star Kamal Givens his own reality show. Now, I'm pretty sure most of you guys know who Kamal Givens is. He's also known as Chance from Ilovenewyork, and he also had his own reality show back in the day with his brother, Real Chance of Love. And basically, he got his own show called One More Chance. And let me just say that the show is overall garbage, and so is the platform. Now, don't get me wrong, the shit was entertaining as fuck, but overall, the show is just a whole bunch of ratchet ass bullshit, but nothing different from what VH1 uploads anyway, so I'm not really surprised. And they also had a woman who was damn near 80 years old, who looked like she was old enough to be my damn grandma, which I was really shocked about. And the acting was just fucking cringe. Like, the acting was literally just porn star acting. Like, you guys ever just seen how porn stars be acting, where they be like, oh my god, you're taking out your cock? Like, it was like that type of acting. But a lot of people had a lot to say about the profuse amount of toxicity that more so surrounded around the LGBT plus community, more specifically the trans community.
I should have called her Tails. Who we got up to bat next?
It's the bad bitch.
Hold on, bro. You run up.
Let's see what the fuck they named me.
You come up here with your chest out, your muscles out, and you got your 12 o'clock shadow busting through. Who in the hell sent the goddamn woman on me, man?
Now, the first clip that stirred a lot of controversy and went viral that caused a huge profuse amount of people trying to boycott ZEUS Network in New York was when one of the cast members, known as Tiffany Walker, decided to sit down with New York. As New York made an appearance on the show, she was basically interviewing every single girl to find out which one really loved Chance and which one was just there for the fame, notoriety, and then the money. Now, to make a long story short, let's just say New York wasn't very nice to a lot of these women.
You know.
Have you had any surgery to alter your vocal cords?
No.
Sir?
No.
You sure? Aren't very forthcoming with me.
I wasn't.
You didn't shed any light on the questions that I had. And I feel like you have a situation. And I do believe that you're a man.
It is what it is.
Does it bother you when I tell you that I feel like you're a man and you have genitalia, like penis and balls and sweaty dick? Like, no, what does that do to you? Like, does it fuck with you at all?
No.
That's what scares me. And that's why you're going home.
But it was pretty fucked up. But let's just be honest here. I understand why New York did what she did, because New York has to make good entertainment and she has to do everything she can to make the viewers laugh. Now, I know a lot of y'all gonna say, does that make it okay? No, bitch, no one said it made it okay. But I don't really see how this is transphobic. Now, each individual girl definitely got a piece of New York, and each individual girl definitely got disrespected by New York. So I don't understand why a lot of people feel as though that New York was targeting this girl. And majority of people that are criticizing New York for being a mean bitch are the main ones who didn't even watch the show in the first place. And was it rude? Absolutely it was rude. Was it disrespectful? Yes, because I could have sworn New York was heavily criticized back in the day for being a transgender and being a man and looking like a man in a dress and all that extra shit because of her dramatic makeup, her ginormous ass wigs, and her thick ass eyelashes. You know, back in the day she was heavily criticized because back in the day, I know now, you know, women wear them thick ass eyelashes and they're normalized and they're gorgeous. But back in the day when New York wore them, a lot of people heavily criticized her because that wasn't really the thing to do back in the day. Back in the early 2000s, no one really saw dramatic makeup like that unless it was on RuPaul's Drag Race, and that's really the truth. So coming from New York, it was a little bit odd to see her accuse somebody of lying about their gender, considering people always accuse her of being a transgender. I thought that was very fucking weird. The clip of New York instantaneously went viral and several transgender influencers called her out. And many people even accused New York of pushing negative and disgusting stereotypes and microaggressions about the trans community. Because as we all know, the trans community has always been demonized in the media. Now I know a lot of you guys watching this are going to say, well, they're this and this and that. That's your opinion, that's how you feel. But at the end of the day, if a trans person feels as though that they're a particular gender, let them feel this way. At the end of the day, if you want to identify as a fucking beaver, or you want to identify as a squirrel, or you want to identify as a woman or a man, whatever you are, identify as what the hell you want to identify as. That's no one's fucking business but your own. Now, anyone that's educated knows that the trans community has had a very negative upbringing in the entertainment industry. If you go back to the television shows, the movies, Joanna Man, Shanae, Medea, you know, every time you guys see someone dressing as a gender that they want to be seen as, they normally label it as a man in a dress. And you guys can thank people like Martin for that, Medea. You guys can also thank the dude who played Joanna Man. You guys can also thank people like Mrs. Doubtfire, you know, R.I.P. Robin Williams. But to make a long story short, a lot of times men who dress as women in the media play a big role in these negative stereotypes. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys remember those clips from Jerry Springer where those men, where a lot of them were men, were dressing up like trans women, trying to perpetuate themselves as trans women, as like these devious, sneaky, nasty monstrosity who wanted to manipulate and lie to men.
Since you want to bring me on TV and tell secrets, I have a secret for you. I'm really a man.
Where my money? Where my money? Where my money? I need $100.
Bitch,
I need $100.
Bitch, I owe you no
Bitch,
money.
what?
Look at you.
I need $100.
Look at
I'm
you.
out there 30 minutes.
Look at you.
30 minutes.
Look at you. That what you do?
I look good.
That what you do?
I look good. Yes,
You trick
exactly.
people on the internet?
I
You
look
trick
good.
people on the internet?
I look like a woman, don't I?
And that's just the truth of it. So I understand why people are very upset. The issue that I have, however, is that there's nothing about this that's transphobic, specifically because a lot of people don't realize that the woman isn't even trans. So I'm trying to figure out why people were upset. And after all the backlash New York received, she was quick to get on her Instagram to address the public and somewhat give an apology, but not really.
And there's no reason to be. Let me say this and say it loud, free, and clearly that I am not transphobic. I could never be. I can't even play that way. I don't have a transphobic bone in my body. I love and respect everyone in the community. You guys always show up and show out for me. And the love is real. And you should know that. I want you to feel that way. And let's just say that clip that was seen, the woman in the clip was not transgendered, okay? And I myself was born a woman, and I always get mistaken as a man. Everywhere I go, the grocery store, the airport, I hear whispers. Oh, that's a man, that's a guy. I know it. Instead of allowing that to bother me, you know what I do, guys? Because it's the story of my life, really. I internalize that as strength. And I go, yeah, okay, you think I'm a man. Well, that's because you're intimidated right now. You wish you looked as good as I did. And you know I can steal your man. So those are the types of things that come to mind when I think that way. So me calling her a man, it wasn't really like anything disrespectful. It was just me enduring and actually, you know, going through what I go through on a regular basis and just putting that on her and see how she can handle it.
Like you're a man and you have genitalia, like penis and balls and sweaty dick, like, does that, like, no, what does that do to you? Like, does it fuck with you?
But I would have never disrespected anyone. Like I said, we had a wonderful time on set. The young lady is beautiful. And yeah, it's just one of those things that I feel like we should really talk about and discuss when us women that may not be trans are mistaken for men. What do we do with that? How do we flip that? Me, I choose to flip it and make it positive.
Now, if y'all thought that was bad, I wanted to address something else. Now, basically, let's just say the woman Tiffany Walker was horribly mistreated on the show. Now, although the show was obviously scripted, there were a lot of scenes that really rubbed me the wrong way. One thing I wanted to address was in one particular episode, the girl wearing the pink, whose name is Yummy, was told that she had to analyze Tiffany, aka the person who's accused of being a man. And basically, as she was being told to analyze Tiffany, there were some really awkward things that rubbed me the wrong way. Now, due to it being very graphic, I'm not going to insert it here, but let me just say that a podcast personality by the name of Lacey Skull actually interviewed Tiffany, aka Believable, and asked how she felt about that particular scene. And basically, this is what happened.
You came over, and the first thing that Chance said was, let me examine you, or let me inspect you. That's what it was. And then I'm sure you were probably like, oh, great, here we go. And then I remember he said, let me see your neck. And he was looking for an Adam's apple, and you went like this and showed your neck. Then after that, he called Yummy, another of the women. He called Yummy over and said, Yummy, you're the one that's been also making the accusations that Believable is actually a man. So I want you to inspect her. And then Yummy proceeds to feel in between your thighs, in between your legs, feels your crotch, feels your breasts, which feeling your breasts, I don't know what that even proves, because there's so many women who are cis female who get fake boobs. So that's not going to prove anything by feeling your boobs. That whole thing, when I watched it, seemed incredibly
They was hating
violent.
on me hard. Everything that I showed them, they was hitting really hard. They was like, oh, well, maybe she just got a new pussy or whatever. And then even when I showed my baby pictures, they were like, oh, well, I think I showed a picture when I was a kid, and they were like, oh, well, these parents, they put a wig on their kids sometimes and stuff. And I was like, oh, y'all just hating. Like, he was like, Yummy, come over here. You're the one that's been saying this, because I'm pretty sure Yummy's the one. I keep hearing that Yummy's the one that started the rumor. So he called her over there, and she looked at me and stuff. And then after Yummy gave the okay that I'm a girl, then I went in front of Chance, and Chance started touching me. But they didn't film that.
Oh, are you
they filmed it, but they didn't.
So do you remember, but you don't remember if or if not anybody asked your permission before they started touching you?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't remember.
The reason I ask is...
I don't want to say and then be wrong.
Okay, I see what you're saying. It's disappointing about Yummy as a woman. It's one thing to be competitive against another woman, but this is perpetuating and getting dangerously close to, if not already in the going down the road of sexual battery, of sexual abuse. The second that you start putting your hands on someone's private areas, their breasts, their vagina, that sort of thing, especially if, and I understand you're saying you don't remember if there was consent or not, but if there wasn't consent, verbal consent, that's sexual battery. That's against the law, and it's upsetting to me that Yummy would allow, as a woman, knowing that the statistics are that 1 out of every 4 to 5 women has experienced sexual assault, sexual abuse, or some kind of unwanted sexual crime within her life. It's very likely that any woman that you talk to has suffered from sexual assault or sexual abuse, something of that nature. So as a woman, we know this. And for her to allow you to be so invasively and in a violating way, be touched and inspected, she should have stepped up and be like, you know what? I'm sorry, Chance. I'm not going to do that to another woman. As a woman, you step up. You make sure your girl. If you're at a party and you see a girl and she's passed out, as a woman, I don't give a fuck if you know who that girl is. I don't care if you hate that girl. You make sure that that girl's too drunk. She's fucked up. I'm going to make sure she's safe.
Feel free to go over to her channel and go watch the whole interview, and I'll link it down below as well. But to make matters even worse, more videos started going viral as this was catching a lot of attention. Basically, there was a character on the show named Delicious.
Should have called her Tails. Who we got up to bat next?
It's the bad bitch.
Hold on, bro. You run over.
Let's see what the fuck they named me.
You come up here with your chest out, your muscles out, you got your 12 o'clock shadow busting through. Who in the hell sent the goddamn woman on me, man? So when was your last relationship, bro?
I haven't been in one. I'm
Except
sorry.
I never had to ask a guy questions like this. So,
A guy?
you're not a guy?
No.
What the hell are you?
I'm delicious. I'm not a guy. Get it
Delicious
straight.
is not a gender.
Get it straight. It's
So if you got
period.
some balls, that means you're still a guy, right?
Like I said, I ain't got no balls. This pussy talk.
You don't mind if I call you bro?
Don't play with me. Do you mind if I call you sis?
Oh, bruh. I got a name. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Let me hear it like a...
Dixon. That
don't work.
That don't work for you.
Don't play with me.
That don't work for you.
Yes.
Bro. Delicious Dicky.
Or delicious pussy. Yeah. I think that worked. Delicious pussy.
You know what? Since I gotta get to the next woman, man, how about we just call you Mangina?
Mangina, you're a sweetheart. You're a real trooper. Really here for chance, because you rolling with that name. Brendan has a mangina.
There's a limit right there. I got to see that line right there.
Mangina.
Mangina. All right, Mangina. Calm down.
Mangina. We had a deal. You cross.
Yeah.
You breathe. Where you going?
Mangina, where you going?
Where you going?
There's a door. Don't have me.
Mangina.
Get your goddamn foot off my goddamn chair, Mangina. You know, I had no choice but to call this man Mangina. He comes acting like he possesses a vagina, but he comes with the manhood.
But a lot of people don't realize that this character named Mangina is not really trans at all. And for some reason that stirred a lot of controversy because people assumed that this person was trans, or people were like, oh, protect trans black women, you're dissing trans black women, we must protect trans black women at all costs. Which I thought was bullshit, because I was like, did you motherfuckers even watch the show? That's literally a nigga in a dress. That's a man in a dress. What are y'all talking about? And I'm not saying that to be malicious. I'm saying that to be honest. Delicious, the person who is named Mangina on the series, is literally a male. He's literally a male on Instagram. He's a popular influencer who wears a dress and makeup every once in a while, but he mostly identifies as an openly gay man that likes to wear dress, makeup, and heels sometimes. His name is Delicious. He's an actual influencer. He's also very good friends with Saucy Santana, who we all know is very good friends with the City Girls. He's a very popular Instagram influencer, so I was very confused as to why people were trying to put him under the transgender blanket when he never even labeled himself as transgender until the show aired. It wasn't until the show aired that he said, well, I came here as a girl.
Bro, everybody been judging me. People don't understand me. Because naturally, yes, I was born a boy. But I came here as a girl. Everybody should respect that.
All I know is what happened in my damn kitchen, all right?
Yeah, and
I found you on the counter.
And if them bitches came up at me for whatever reason that they got, then so be it.
Oh, bro, you got a lot of anger right now. I think you need to go to your room.
Well, to be fair, this is why a lot of women have their issues with a lot of the trans community, because it's people like this who ruin it for everybody. Just because you came here as a girl, that doesn't necessarily make you a girl, because you came here throwing glass at women, disrespecting women, and you have the audacity to say, well, I came here as a girl, which makes no fucking sense, and you ruin it for all trans people because you want to exist as a male when you feel like it, but then in your free time address yourself as a woman and then take the same privileges that women have. You go on a show mainly with a cast full of women, and then you say, well, I came here as a girl, so I'm a girl. I don't know about that, my love. So I was trying to figure out why that controversy was such a big deal and why a lot of people didn't even do their fucking research. And that's why I have a lot of issues with like this woke culture, because a lot of people will claim the woke points, the woke culture, and this fake performative activism on social media, but none of them will ever do their fucking research. People just get their information off TikTok and get their information off Twitter from a sketchy headline, and they'll immediately believe it if it has a lot of likes and retweets. Now, if anything, y'all should be dragging his ass for allowing this dumbass network to pimp out his sexuality and his queerness as a way to get some comical relief. This network put this man in a wig and made him act like that and made him be behavioral and push negative stereotypes about how messy gay people are and how messy trans people are and how they're secretly seductive and how they lie about their sexuality and what's between their pants. If anything, y'all should be dragging his ass. And I find it funny how people in the LGBT plus trans community will do stuff like this and they'll genuinely boycott people who are on the opposite spectrum, but they won't hold people in their own community accountable for their actions. And I feel as though that it's wrong to not hold him accountable because he's using the whole transgender thing as an aesthetic appeal and he's using it for comical relief and he's allowing the network to pimp it out himself. He stayed for damn near 5-6 episodes. So I'm trying to figure out why a lot of people are trying to drag New York but not drag him. It doesn't make any sense. And I get that it's scripted reality TV, but people really have to learn how to keep the same energy or condemn a reality TV show for just being a trash reality TV show. I don't understand why the trans community tried to make this about them. If she didn't make those comments about, oh, dick and balls, sweaty dick and balls, and hiding penis, if she didn't make those comments, the trans community would have been like, hear no evil, see no evil. They would have been completely silent. Y'all would have just been completely quiet. Y'all wouldn't have said nothing. But because she said dick and balls and this now, of course y'all jumped in on this. Why don't y'all defend her because she's a woman? But instead, y'all want to defend just trans women in general. And I noticed that there's a lot of issues in the trans community, even like within the gay community that I've witnessed, where a lot of people will genuinely just side with someone who's a part of their community and then ostracize the other side because they're so used to the other side being against them. And what I noticed is a lot of times transgender women and even trans people have a tendency to have some type of like internalized hatred for women because a lot of times they feel like they will never live up to those societal standards and they always get compared to those women. So they hate cisgender women and vice versa. You know, a lot of cisgender women hate trans women because they feel as though that transgender women make it hard for them and transgender women make all these, you know, societal norms like, oh, you're masculine, oh, you're too masculine. So a lot of times women like Tiffany have to have a lot of surgery. And if you look at people like Tiffany Walker, if you look through her social media, you know, she don't look like that for real. Like she got her lips done, she got her boobs done, her legs done. Everything about her is obviously surgically enhanced. Clearly, y'all only cared because y'all thought trans people were being affected, but when this is a woman thing, y'all just turn the other way and ignore it, which I get because sometimes cisgender women who are biologically born female, they turn the other way when a trans person is being abused, attacked, killed, or so on and so forth. So I get both sides. The issue is I notice that the trans community has a lot of hypocrisy where they'll only call out this particular person and this particular issue just because they feel like it fits their narrative and they want to just prove a point and get mad just to be mad. Meanwhile, none of them may even see the fucking show and none of them care. The woman issue is this. Basically, women have all these societal standards that they have to live up to. With men, it's different. Men just have to be masculine, be strong, have a six-pack, be healthy, and that's about it. Other than that, women have to have their shit together. Women got to be a thriving woman. You can't have no kids. You got to have the fattest ass. You got to have the perkiest looking boobs. Your makeup got to look on point. You got to be pretentious. Because realistically, a lot of times, most women won't admit it, but most women do things to impress other people. So like I said, you know, a lot of these girls are also comparing themselves to Instagram models. Like, believe it or not, baby girl, don't take this personal, but your favorite Instagram model is a whore. And I'm not saying that to be rude. I'm saying that to be honest, okay? Someone needs to tell you. Your favorite Instagram models are glorified escorts. And this is coming from someone who's actually seen this stuff and see this stuff in the industry. A lot of these Instagram models in LA, in Atlanta, in New York, a lot of them are showing off their asses because they're actually trying to sell themselves. A big reason why they do this stuff, where they like show off their body, show off their ass, is because they're trying to impress the rappers, the ball players, the athletes, the politicians, the CEOs that scroll on their page. So that way, these dudes actually reply to their DM or slide in their DM. And y'all can take that however way y'all want. But I don't know about y'all, but I remember way back in the day when I was watching New York, she was heavily criticized for looking like a quote-unquote man. People criticized her nose, her lips. People said she looked like an animal, all types of mans. People even told her that she looked like Ving Rhames from Holiday Heart, all that shit. And I find it very interesting how people are acting like, oh, well, she just giving her opinion. Well, that's true. But New York is obviously insecure because she keeps bringing up how, oh, people say I look like a man all the time and I don't take it personal. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because you surgically enhanced your nose, you got more breasts, and you got your lips done, and a whole bunch of other stuff that we don't even know, just to fit the standards of what Instagram models look like. So it was really funny, again, coming from her of all people. So like I said, this is a societal norm issue. Women look up to these Instagram glorified whores who are legit escorts who sell their bodies and sell an image and sell a dream just to get smashed by rappers and celebrities. Now, understand, when these Instagram models are showing a little bit too much for the public, everybody automatically assumes that they're living the life and their body goals and all this other stuff. No, a lot of times when they're getting flued out, a lot of them are getting flued out to sleep with these people. They're getting flued out. So I see all these people like the city girls promoting this whole flued out trend. Meanwhile, a lot of these girls on Instagram are actual escorts that are actually advertising their bodies to these rappers and celebrities, which is nothing wrong with that. Get that money, but you're looking up to the wrong people that you want to look like. And the same thing goes for these Instagram dudes that a lot of people idolize. These dudes who have all this money to their ear, got all these fancy cars. A lot of them are doing that just to impress the women who they would never have a chance with if they didn't have any money. Because realistically, they're trying to sell themselves. And a lot of these dudes are glorified scammers. A lot of them don't even have money like that and are actually scamming people and are selling women a dream so that way they can have a chance. And see, the point I'm trying to make is New York did nothing but expose societal issues. Trans or not, that's an issue that women go through. I also want to point out something very interesting. I also find it very interesting how T.S. Madison, yes, T.S. Madison is a very popular transgender personality. She's also a talk show host, and she's also a very popular personality on YouTube. As you guys know, she's mostly known from the Queen's Court. I find it very interesting how when New York did her little explanation on Instagram, that wasn't even an apology. I find it funny how T.S. Madison was one of the first people to like stand by her. T.S. Madison actually commented showing her support and showing her love and appreciation for New York, which, if you didn't know, they're also friends, that I found very pathetic. So you're going to sit up here and send hearts to New York's way. And the reason I'm holding T.S. Madison fully accountable to the full extent is because I don't know if y'all remember the whole Bismol situation, where basically Bismol is an Instagram comedian and she made some very problematic claims about the LGBT community right along with the trans community, and T.S. Madison really drug her ass over this clip.
Find somebody within your proximity. So like I work Midtown.
You can't do that in Atlanta.
Girl. Why not?
Hell
no, you can't do that shit
you
in
done
Atlanta.
swiped up on a tranny.
For real?
Yes, and you won't know until you're in the bedroom with them.
Bitch, I would know.
Well, I guess you're right.
I mean, but I
Atlanta
also have
is just
watched,
a mess.
Yeah. You know, Atlanta, you would have
Which
to
I
be
have
a lot
nothing
more careful.
against the LGBT lettuce, bacon, tomato community. But I love all y'all. One of my best friends is a tranny, but she's honest and open. Like y'all in
it's
Atlanta,
the DL stuff.
it's the DL stuff that's the problem.
That is the huge.
I would
problem.
actually go
Even
just
with
say
dating
like
guys.
now the like does it yeah okay it's a DL.
It's the DL
yeah,
thing.
it's not a problem at all.
No,
I have
but
friends are
it's the ones who are
transgendered.
open
I
about
have friends
it.
that are gay. One of my best friends is
When
gay.
you say like I want because see when I hear tranny, T-girl, whatever, I think chick with dick, right?
I mean, yeah,
because we're not gonna call a girl this post-op tranny, right?
No.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying.
T.S. Madison then called out B. Simone, which she rightfully so, saying, "Do you know how dumb you bitches sound? My best friend is a tranny. You just as problematic as the motherfucker saying, I have black friends. Educate yourselves on stuff before you speak, whack-ass people." And she followed it with a caption saying this: "Put this on your lettuce and tomato bacon sandwich at the B. Simone. Y'all even speak dumb and ghetto."
I find it funny how T.S. Madison is quick to condemn someone who says something about trans women, LGBT women, but she can't defend the black woman that was being accused of being a man or being accused of having dick and balls. I find that really, really funny. And that just goes to show you the fake hypocrisy of these fake-ass activists and these fake performative activists on Twitter who claim that they're all about women, they're all about this, they're all about equality, when in reality, they're all about trans equality, they're all about trans issues and trans rights. And now this woman has to live her life with people assuming that she's a man because they spread this negative narrative about her being a man just because of her physical features. That's very interesting how T.S. Madison is quick to stand with someone who went against another woman, but because it wasn't a trans woman, I'm sure T.S. Madison didn't give a fuck. If we're really about to riot and protest and boycott New York over some comments that were misconstrued, y'all might as well riot and boycott the government because these dumbass motherfuckers gave y'all asses $600. They gave us $600. But of course, they don't want you guys to do that because technically, did you guys know that legally you guys can boycott and like protest the government and overthrow them and like demand shit that you wanted? But of course, society doesn't know that because society doesn't even like look into that kind of stuff because it's all about divide and conquer. That's why they distract us with like race relations and like LGBT like rioting and stuff like that. That's why they distract us like and turn us all against each other. When in reality, we're all like in this together. But that was that for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope everybody like got what they needed out of this. I broke down everything I could the best way I could. And I gave my opinion about every single thing. So please be sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I really know what y'all personally think and how y'all feel about the whole situation because personally I thought it was some bullshit. But of course, leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. If you guys want, you guys can join my Patreon. Subscribe to my podcast. It's on all streaming platforms. Links down below. Please Follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to hit 70K. And a lot of y'all aren't following me on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram, pretty please. And yeah, that's that. Like, comment, and subscribe.
So
Choice out this bitch.
over you. Yeah, New Monica. I ask myself over again, what am I doing wrong? So after you, what do you have over me? To make you happy, you make me feel, you make me feel I'm so good, so good. You make me feel, what I love you, baby. So good. Now listen now. Sometimes I have to fight 'cause my mouth too slick. Kick back, you can't handle me. That's all you get for free. Thank you.